Testing, testing, one, two, three. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another podcast of Wandavision. Now, today we only have one episode, sadly. Uh, I think we're just gonna have one episode from now on. It was a two-episode starter, and now they're gonna release one per week until March 5th. So, I noticed here that they now have actual episodes, like titles for the episodes. It's interesting because I was thinking it does seem like a little bit lazy to just kind of call your episodes episode one, episode two, episode three. But at the same time, I was thinking, I mean, what would you really call these episodes? I feel like if you don't know what to call your episodes, then you might as well just call them episode one, episode two. Because take like episodes like Quantum Leap and Sliders, like anyone who's seen those shows, can you actually name like the title of like more than three episodes? Because I certainly can't. It's like those types of shows, we don't really call them by their episode names. We say, oh, the one where they went to this world, or the one where he was this guy, or whatever. So it's like I feel like this show is very much like that, but at the same time, I felt like you could come up with some goofy things like, to parody some sayings that might have been said or whatever. But, so that is very much what's said here. They have filmed before a live studio audience. Don't touch that dial. I don't really know what that's in reference to. Maybe like in the 60s, people were pressing the wrong dials or whatever. And I know in the 60s, because of Doctor Who, they only had like one take available because like in order to delete footage it like was at the cost of them literally like snipping out the footage with scissors, so it was like considered a big waste of resources. And now we have Now in color. I forgot that Wanda was actually pregnant. Wanda's pregnancy frit I don't know what that word is. Frittizes her powers. Oh, okay. As she and Vision prepare for an accelerated delivery. Ooh, okay, hang on. All right, everyone. So, assuming you have Disney Plus and your own copy of this episode, put the time start to 0 and press play now. Okay, yeah. So, Disney Plus original, and here we go. But we have previously for some reason. Oh God, the visuals are lagging. Okay, so episode one took place in the 50s, I guess, and then episode two took place in the 60s. So I guess now we're in the 70s, and episode four would be the 80s. I tried to show like my mom it, and I wanted to hide the fact of how goofy it was, but like she was like, "Why is it in black and white?" And then I mentioned how they were only half an hour, and she's like, "That's like a sitcom," and I was like, "Yeah," and she's like, "It's a sitcom," and I was like laughing. And then when I pressed play, it was accidentally resuming in the middle of episode one because I was editing the last video, and then it was of Vision playing the old McDonald's song on his guitar, and my mom just laughed. But yeah, she found it very funny. It was especially when Vision said, "My wife and flying saucers," is when she looked over at me and like looked like she was on the brink of, laughing really hard. I don't know how else to say that. But anyway, okay. So I assume it's not going to fade to black and white because now we're in color. So what's going on? Okay, so I assume these are like parroting sitcoms of the decade that I'm not really familiar with. Is it literally that 70s show? I just know that that show exists, but was that like made in the 70s or was it made like in the 90s or something? Like how we used to have 80s parties or whatever. Just imagine the year like 1020. Did they have 80s parties as well for the year 980 to 989? It's not like the 80s suddenly ended with the 90s. Many people say that the 90s ended was when 9/11 happened. It was like whatever. Oh, Vision can't even say that. Was that? I feel like this is reference to like these guys look like they should be on Sesame Street. So I'm not meaning to make fun of their looks or whatever. It's just literally what came to mind. Okay, that was a bunch of references that I didn't understand. It's not a fault of the show. It's a fault of me for not watching more crap. That's why I'm doing the podcast so that I can watch more stuff, have an excuse to watch more stuff. I always wanted to say, like, people are like, "What? You've never seen Aladdin? You've never seen Terminator?" Good, you're not fat. Okay, but like, But like, I wanted to save my reaction, and it's like, yeah, and then I can do it through these podcasts, like kind of share my original thoughts as it's first happening. Why are you explaining the birds and the bees to people who have autumn? They got 5 months left, except it's accelerated already. Wait, a pineapple, is that like plus? Because like a pineapple kind of has two halves. It's got all the leaves that you don't really eat, and then the stuff, the spiky stuff with good fruit underneath, but you wouldn't eat the outside. God, like I feel like I'm like the last person who should be talking about this. But like, God, like even if it's only the size of a grapefruit, imagine knowing that there's a living thing growing inside your belly. So, sorry, why did I breathe into the microphone like that? God damn it. I don't mean for that to happen. I think my microphone is just really sensitive. I wonder if there's a way to turn that down. Like, does this do something? No, that's just turning down the volume on my computer. I don't know, whatever. I didn't click the volume button. There's these buttons on my headset, but there isn't that many. There's just like a plus button and a minus button, which I guess control the volume, and then there's a mute button, and then there's like a phone, which I guess is to call people over a headset, which would be very useful to use if I managed to figure it out, you know. Oh, so Vision's got super speed, what the hell? It is kind of weird, how like I could do like the fact that they're kind of just goofily using their powers in harmless ways. Because it's always like the problem of like, why doesn't Superman fix the issues of the world? Well, because if he did, then it would be like, well, what the heck? What was the point of that story? Like, how is that supposed to make us feel any better about our world? Because we don't actually have Superman. But if Superman did actually exist, we'd probably actually want him to go out and interfere and literally fix all the problems. So I do kind of like hear how like they're trying to hide their problems, they're just trying to fit in, which is really stupid when they have the power to do anything like and fix all the problems. But like they're just kind of using it goofily. They are using their powers to benefit their lives, but only in very simple ways, like Vision using his super speed to catch papaya. I don't get what Wanda's visions. I don't get what Wanda's powers are. They're like what? Yeah, geez, mate. We haven't even started the episode. We're only at minute 6. We have 26 left. I said this would only take half an hour because then we're supposed to go to the grocery store and an alcohol place. I don't know why I described it like that. It's literally just a store with alcohol in it. I'm not sure if I should say the name of the store because I feel like that would give away my location, but at the same time, I feel like anyone who actually wanted to know my location could probably find it out easily by just, I don't know. I remember someone once found out my whole name by somehow finding my Skype account and then just started commenting on my video with my real name saying Carolou744 exposed, and I just kind of deleted the comments because I was like, what the frick? Seems like a nice guy, but like, Jesus, mate, like that's creepy. Oh, he's already got a doll. Oh yeah, I forgot. What am I doing? Sorry, what was I thinking? I was thinking that like I forgot that like they're actually having a baby here. I thought it was just. I guess I just didn't really think about it. I was just thinking, how do they get through this pregnancy? Hiding the fact that their baby is growing so fast. A kick. I wouldn't actually know what the word trimester was, but I literally just this morning was watching a review of Sliders, and they mentioned, one of the worlds that they go to, men give birth to the babies. But it's not like a biological inconsistency. It's literally like some sort of virus is preventing women from carrying the babies. So they literally have this thing where they put the baby into the guy and then they put it back into the woman so that she can give birth because it's something to do with her trimester or whatever. What is happening? Overacting at its finest. Oh, I was like, what the frick? Were these people always in their house or did they just come in? Do these earrings make me look fat? That I assumed that was a joke and that was actually funny. I know that I didn't laugh, but you know. I remember once when I was watching The Big Bang Theory with some people and I was commenting how I'm the only one who can make it through an episode without laughing, and they're like, "That's not a good thing, you know." I was like, "Yeah, I mean, the jokes are mostly stupid." Sorry, I couldn't speak for a second. I'm just gonna test to see that everything's okay. It's okay. You guys don't have to do anything. I'll sync it up. Future me stopping now. Okay, everything's fine. Unless if something went bad here. Herb rhymes with verb, which is like Phineas and Ferb, which is like watching on Disney Plus. I have to cough. That was unfortunate. I literally had the perfect opportunity to cough when I was stopping recording right there. So Vision has the Mind Stone in his head. I know this is a fabricated reality, but I feel like the Mind Stone should be a little bit of a giveaway because it's like not to the people that I'm watching it with because they don't even realize. I don't think they've even seen Infinity War. They don't even know that the Mind Stone's supposed to be gone or whatever, or reduced to atoms. So, okay. I gotta be honest, this is probably my least favorite episode so far, but I think that's mainly because episode one and two was me figuring out what this show was, and it was like, holy crap, this show's cool. Wait, so is this real or is this the glitchy thing? Because now Wanda's literally playing with reality in this fabricated reality. It's almost like she's getting, who are these people? Reminds me of Food Battle 2008, where Ian pretended to like the milkshake for a second and then spat it out. Oh, this is a commercial. Right, okay, I forgot that there were commercials in this. I remember when I went to a retreat or something, we went to America and he's just like, why are you coming into this country? And we're just like, uh, and he's like, what for? And I was just like, just, whatever. Wait, did we just cut off the commercial? I don't know. Sorry, I'm like half paying attention because I'm trying to like commentate too, so this video isn't like useless. But, because normally like when I would do Doctor Who reviews and stuff like that, I would like pause. What is happening? I would like pause the video so that I could say what I was thinking at the moment, but here I don't really want to pause it because that would mean that you guys would have to pause it too. It's like, what the heck? He changed his face, right? It's so weird how Vision has the power to suddenly change his face. You'd think that Wanda would have the power to change his face or her face or whatever, but Wanda doesn't have to worry about that. What? Wait, is this a glitch? Is this a glitch in the second level of reality? I keep on I keep on seeing things like theories online of what's going to happen, but I don't want to watch those because I don't want to be let down. Because theories are almost always better than what's actually happening. Oh, that's the girl from the trailer, right? So like I saw like a theory that like Doctor Strange is the one who's going to break her out. I didn't bother to watch the video though, but like I can't really. help myself from literally just seeing the title in a random YouTube recommendation thing. Also, apparently she's apparently from the Captain Marvel movie that I never saw, and I don't really have any interest in seeing. This is where she's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "I don't know." And then they cut back to smiling or whatever. Of course, it was the trailer, so it's probably edited weird. So she's trying to hide the fact that she's pregnant and the fact that every time that she screams, she changes coats. And I take it that she likes that coat better. Why would you take the apple? I take one of the grapefruit. I- y- y- Ironic because I mentioned how a baby sometimes the size of a grapefruit. She'd start looking at the fruit and she's like, "Oh my God, the baby's all these sizes already has been all these sizes." There's a goose. Sorry, I know that I'm stating the obvious, but it's just like, what the hell, man? This is cool. This is cool. Like, how is she hiding? Like, is she actually hiding the fact that she's pregnant? Because I feel like it'd be very obvious, even with the fruit. It looks like she just pressed a button on a remote. Okay, I thought it said that the pregnancy was like decreasing her powers, but I guess that would be a benefit because they're trying to hide them anyway. So it wouldn't help them when they're trying to catch papayas. But Vision's the one who catches papayas, so it's all good. Yeah, that was one of the things where it's like, that was a stupid idea, but again, like, what else would you do? Like, it was that or nothing. Or one time, freaking school or whatever, where it was like, we had to pick some guy to write a report on, and we only had like 2 minutes to decide. So, but like the 1 minute mark was hit, and then one of them was like, "Guys, it's either we do him or nothing." We're like, "It's not him or nothing. We got plenty of people to decide from." And even if we had nothing, then that's awesome. It means we don't have to do a stupid report. Yeah, just like I don't know who's gonna be listening to this. I don't know if anyone's gonna be listening to this, but like if anyone's listening to this who like hasn't entered high school or university or college, even though I'm on to talk, I had to drop out because everything was online. But like honestly, like when it comes down, you're gonna have so many projects in a course. If you can do them all, then that's great. But honestly, like I feel like most people, if they try to do her laughing synced up with the goose honking, that was funny. But like even if like or maybe that was Wanda, I don't know. But like if like I feel like if you try to do every single project, you're going to burn yourself out and you're not going to do great on some of them. And it's honestly a lot better that you do very well on most of the projects than you doing average or poorly on all of them. So it's like, I feel like there's always going to be a time where you're going to have to come across a project that you're just going to have to entirely skip, take the fail. Wow, that's ironic. Yeah, the goose the goose looks like she's frozen. I feel like it might have pooped out because you were tampering with it. Did Vision just literally give away his powers? What the hell? I feel like, he's trying to speed walk just fast enough, but at the same time, like it's best that he goes instantaneously. Are they already going to give away his power? Give away their powers? That'd be quite the plot twist. Or is this a glitch in reality? I don't know, whatever. This is This seems like torture, honestly. Like, holy crap. Like not only is she giving birth to a baby, which is extremely painful, but she's also, but does she mean like I can't hide my powers any longer? Is the whole house gonna explode or something? Every time that my microphone does that, I don't know if it like just broke or whatever. Yeah, so if you get superpowers, never try to give birth or whatever. Otherwise, I mean, honestly, that wasn't that bad. You know? Hey, you missed the birth of your own baby vision. Wait, was he going fast or was he like flying fast, like just barely above the ground? It's like imagine if you had the superpower of flight, but you could literally only fly like a millimeter off the ground, so like it's not even noticeable unless if you actually get someone to look really closely. This makes you look a tiny bit taller, but even then it's like hardly noticeable. I was just talking to someone, and I was mentioning how stupid it is for like females to turn down a guy just because that they're shorter than her. And then one of the girls who I was talking to was like, "Well, I mean, would you date a girl who's taller than you?" And I was like, I mean, yes. I just felt like that was a weird question to ask, but at the same time, I guess I don't know. Because I feel like guys just like biologically don't really care about the height of their partner, whereas females do. Wait, so they have twins? What the hell? Yeah, when people have twins, does it like make their belly even bigger? I assume so, but I think the twins are like connected in some way. I saw like a picture saying that like twins are literally connected like through a tube or whatever, but like if they're triplets, then they all just kind of sit in the same thing, the same belly together, but they're not really connected. What the hell? So they have twins. But this is a fabricated reality. Is she going to have to let go of not only the world and vision, but also two babies now? Maybe she's like subconsciously making this reality have two babies in it, like so that she has two babies, so that's harder for her to let go because she's trying to convince herself or whoever's trapped her in here. I assume it's her own consciousness, but like, whatever. Like whoever's got or whatever's got her trapped in there, the astronaut beekeeper or whatever is trying to make her want to stay. Again, like if it came between being in a fake world that you love or being in a real and be or like being in a crap world but you know it's real, like pick the fake world. Especially if you won't even know that it's the fake world. But even if you do, like what the heck? Why is this look like you can obviously tell that that's green screen. I guess it's made to look like it was made in the 70s, but like you can clearly tell that that's like a background drop or whatever. Or maybe that's like supposed to be part of this fabricated reality. Vision's noticing that there's something weird with the fence behind them. These two people are only background characters. They're supposed to be pretending to have a conversation by mouthing watermelon over and over again, but they don't actually have a script. Yeah, did you hear that? That if you're in a play or a show or whatever, and you're supposed to be having a conversation with someone just in the background, but it's not really important at all to the plot. It's just you're supposed to be talking. A good thing that you can try if you have nothing actual to say is to literally just start mouthing the word watermelon over and over again, because then it can be hard for people who are watching to because they won't really be paying attention to you anyway because, assuming there's something else happening in the shot that's more important to the plot. But like you just mouthing watermelon will make it look like you're actually having a question. Because there's like what and why, when, where all start with W. What is happening? She's singing and now the reality's starting to break or whatever. Oh, talking about Quicksilver. What do you mean no husband? So reality shifting. This is a glitch. It's like they're actors trying to like keep the illusion up or something like that. It's like even they're breaking under the pressure or whatever. Are they actually part of the illusion, or are they like actually like in on it and they're actors here trying to keep the illusion up? Like, isn't there a movie like that or something? Is referenced in Diary of a Wimpy Kid or something? They're just background characters. This is a place to move. It's a place to move to. Yeah, that's true. Do we even know this person's name? Getting intense, mate. Oh my god, the episode's almost over. I was hoping that this would only be like halfway through. She's an intruder. She's looking like she's gonna kill her. What the hell? Gotta keep smiling. It's a good life, otherwise we make frickin' Anthony or whatever his name is angry. Oh, hey, even Smudge is watching this show. Yeah, I want to try and grab the camera, but these remotes are in the way. Eh, Hey, Smiggy. You're so weird. Wait, so did she actually kill her? I looked away because I was busy filming Smudge. God damn it. Smudgy, silly poo. Uh, did she just get teleported back in time to the real world and in the 90s, and now she's going to do the Captain Marvel movie? But I think she was a kid in the Captain Marvel movie or something like that. She got caught. Now she must suffer. The real world sucks. This world currently in its current state is like saying, yeah, the sliders, we need the sliders. Oh my god, that was the end. I forgot that the credits are like 5 minutes. Stupid. I feel disappointed that there's no fourth episode. Whatever. Who cares? Okay. I miss the 50s and the 60s, where times were already simpler. You know, we all wish that we could go back even to the 90s when times were simpler. But like right now, we wish that we could go back to 2019 when times were simpler. And back then, we wish that we could go back to 2018. And back then, we wish we could go back to 2017. And back then, we wish we could go back to 2016. And back then, we wish that we could go back to 2015. And every single just era is just wishing that they could go back to previous times. And then eventually we get to a point where we're literally cavemen, and then we're just begging for the technology that we used to have. Whatever. Okay. I feel a little bit, I don't know, I feel somewhat, I feel like that episode wasn't as good, but maybe that's just because that I was already into the thing, that like I already knew like how the premise is, like them being goofy or not really meant to be taken seriously, but it is meant to be taken seriously, and there's glitches that are definitely meant to be taken seriously. I don't know, mate. I felt it was weird. I don't know. I guess I just preferred the 50s and the 60s because I don't know. I feel like I was a little bit like it felt weird to see Wanda seem actually angry at the people who are like whether as before it was all about them trying to impress the people around them. but it's like now they've gained status and power, and now whatever, I don't even know. I I guess now we gotta go shopping or whatever. So thank you all so much for listening. I guess see you next time for episode 4. It's like, so episode 4 would take place in the 80s, I assume. Then episode 5 would take place in the 90s. And then episode 6 would take place in the 2000s. And episode 7 would take place in the 2010s. And then we still got 2 episodes after that. It's like episode 8 predicts the future of 2020s. And episode 9 is this big epic finale where they use the technology of the 2030s. So weird, you know how we say like the 30s, the 40s. Oh, him! Game recommended Avengers Age of Ultron after this. When we say the 30s, people think the 1930s, but when we say the 20s, we don't really say much about the 1920s, except that the Roaring 20s happened and they'll hopefully come back. I don't even know, man. This is weird. I don't know what to say. Alright, guys. I guess see you next time, guys. Bye-bye. And starting again. Okay, everything's fine. Unless the flame went bad here.
She left, honey. She had to rush home.
Hey, Smiggy. You're so weird. Disney Plus is the glitchiest thing ever. I had like a picture was stuck, like always popping up, and now the picture isn't stuck, but instead we got this little timer showing exactly how much time has gone by as it's slowly making its way across the screen. How wonderful. I mean, it's not like it's that annoying. It's just it's very strange and I just can't help but notice it. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, it's actually kind of helpful. I just wish that it happened during my actual reaction of it, because I would have actually, I'd like to know, uh, when the episode was running out, because I was constantly checking. I would have liked to have had my own little personal timer so I could see for myself. Whatever. Glitches only happen when you don't want them. Almost done here, as the music is bouncing between being creepy or whatnot, and this is bouncing between not being crowded out by the credits and being crowded out by the credits, even though it hasn't been crowded out by the credits at any point when I had the camera. Show a point where it's crowded out by the credits so that people know what I'm talking about and they don't think that I'm insane. Show a bit where they're crowded out by the credits. No! It's gone! They were crowded out. Frack!